start spot.
Yeah, he got a pretty good start. Oh, look out. Levi Jones gets way sideways. A couple of cars down to the inside of him. Oh, whoa. He should have been upside down there. He got in the fence pretty hard. Some pieces came off.
Very lucky.
Yes, he certainly was. That was Rohrback.
Drake and Hines are also involved in this crash. I don't think they hit anything. They may have hit each other. It's Jones that's up against the fence in turn number 1, and Rohrback, who is up against the fence in the backstretch. So we're off to a slow start here tonight. Jones climbing out of his car. You can see at the top of your screen he's okay, and I think that Drake and Hines are down there at the bottom of the racetrack simply hoping to be pushed off and to get back in competition. Drake second in points coming into this race, and Tracy Hines is 5th in the point standings.
Yeah.
Well, that was a scary incident, Larry, and there's Rohrback's car.
You can see the right front completely gone off of that car as he went up over the top of Jones, and once he did that, he put Jones, or he didn't put Jones in the fence. Jones got into the fence, and he's got some very significant damage to his car as well. So both those guys are going to be out.
Well, let's take a look at what happened down into turn number 1 is where they touched wheels. Whoa!
Rohrback just got in there way too hard. He thought he had a run on him because Levi Jones had gotten so sideways coming off of 4. But he got in there too hot. He ran up over him, and you could see that you were right. Hines and Drake just spun to miss the accident. I don't think there was any damage to either one of those 2 cars.
Now watch the right side of your screen here in this one. There's the contact, and way up on the roll cage of Jones.
Thank goodness for roll cages, boys. Let me tell you, that tire on your head wouldn't feel real good. That's exactly where it would have been without that roll cage. It held up well.
And there's a better shot of how Hines and Drake became involved, and I don't think Tracy hit anything. He just slid to a stop down there. There's another angle, and boy, he is very lucky that that car didn't flip over, and had it flipped once, it would have probably gone over 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, once they start, it's very tough to stop them. Now, this is going to be a real speed. Let's just stop and take a look as these guys roar down in this corner.
We are checking on driver J. Rohrback involved in that.
Well, we're under a red flag. They have called the medical team out there to Jay Rohrback's car. He has not gotten out of the machine yet. He is a regular on the Auto Value Super Sprint Car Series, which is a winged series that competes on the pavement. And although it isn't spelled the way it's pronounced, the R is silent, so it is pronounced Rohrback. Let's hope that he is okay. They will tend to him. And so we are under red here in the first heat race of the evening, and we are live at Toledo Speedway. Stay with us for more of the USAC Stoops Freightliner Sprint Car Series.
So drivers checking on crews checking. He is conscious.
Under a red flag situation here in the very first heat race of the evening for the USAC Stoops Freightliner Sprint Car Series, a crash involving Jay Rohrback and Levi Jones. Now they're still tending to Rohrback there in the back stretch, and we're hoping for the best medical report on him, but we don't have one at the moment. We do have Levi Jones, however, and he's with Gary.
Yeah, and I can probably give you a good medical review on this guy, because he climbed out, took his helmet off, and walked back after surveying the damage. You're okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm okay. Not such good news for the car, I guess, so.
What did you see from your vantage point? Because you were leading coming down the straightaway.
Yeah, just one of them racing deals, I guess. I was going into one, and just felt him climb over my left rear and took us both out, I guess.
So a pretty hard shot for you?
Yeah, I don't know. Didn't really get a look at the car that much to see if we'll get it back together or not. We're just new car, J&J, trying to get everything worked out. And weren't that quick qualifying, but made changes. The car felt better and trying to learn.
How often have you been on pavement?
We ran some shows last year, but this year we're trying to focus in on it more and get better and learn, see how things work a little bit.
They say it costs more to run pavement. When it happens like this, it certainly costs more.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, the tires on pavement cost more, and our luck on dirt's been a little better, you know, so kind of run up front in the dirt and help pay for the expenses on pavement, and we'll get it going.
So they'll wait to get the car back here, Bob and Larry, and survey the damage.
Well, Levi certainly has performed best on the dirt. In fact, he was a fast qualifier at the most recent USAC sprint car outing at Lakeside Speedway in Kansas City. Comes into this race 10th in points, and I think there's a real question mark right now as to whether he will be able to compete. They certainly will try to get that car repaired from the crash, but that's somewhat of a question mark right now.
If they have just to replace the axle, he'll be all right. But if they have to go back in there, if they bent the frame or they bent any of the real vital parts, they bent the motor plate, if they hit that hard, then they're not going to be able to repair it. But if it's just the front axle and the bolt-on pieces, they can probably get it ready for the semi.
As you can see, the stretcher has been brought out of the ambulance to Rohrback's car, so he will obviously be taken to the hospital and checked over. There is the damage to Levi Jones' car. So what can you determine from that, if anything, Larry?
Well, it appears that it's just superficial damage. Everybody will carry another axle. If they can bolt that axle in there, if there's nothing broken off of the frame, it doesn't appear that anything's broken off the frame, then they probably can get it going again for the feature or the semi-feature event.
All right, now let's take a look again at the replays of the crash, and we'll try to determine how Rohrback is injured. Now, it's not very clear from that angle, but watch as he hits the wall and watch his head snap to the side, and that there could very well be why he's why he has been injured.
Yeah, his neck snapped way to the right side, and that is what they're tending to. They haven't taken his helmet off yet. They put a neck brace on him. They're going to try to get him out and put him on the backboard. So they're being very cautious. And we've seen this before. As a matter of fact, at Eldora, we saw Michael Lewis. They took quite a long time to get him out of the car. They were very cautious. Everything turned out fine. They told him not to race for a couple of weeks. He had a couple black eyes. But all in all, he was not in as bad a shape as it appeared at first. And we hope that's the case here as well.
Rohrback is from Adrian, Michigan, which isn't too far from here. That's south of Jackson, Michigan, near the Indiana-Michigan line. So Jay did not travel very far to compete in this race, but his evening has come to a very premature end. There are the marks as to where he actually hit the wall down in turn number 1. And we'll take a look at it again.
Yeah, if you watch very closely, when he gets up into the wall, it snaps his neck very hard to the right-hand side. Right there. He went over very hard. So he made very, very significant contact with the right side, much more so than Levi Jones.
And so we will take another break here. We do have a report from the crash scene that he is conscious, so that is very, very good news. More live from Toledo in a moment. Back live at Toledo Speedway in Ohio. Our Thunder Series tonight presenting the Stoops Freightliner Sprint Car Series. We've had a crash in the very first heat race, and the injured driver is Jay Rohrback. Now, the preliminary word is good. He is awake, alert, and conscious, but as you indicated, Larry, the concern now is simply to stabilize him if he does have an injury and not to worsen it, getting him out of the car. So we've got the neck collar and the back brace on, and he has been removed from the car. This is the scene just a few minutes ago as he was lifted from the car.
And you can see they're very careful not to have any movement with his neck. That's always the concern if anybody's complaining about a neck injury. You know, they didn't do this a few years ago. I mean, they didn't take this much care, and it resulted in some worse injuries for some guys. Normally, most of the time, every race car driver is woken up with a little race car rheumatism and a sore neck, but in this case, when you're complaining about it this quickly, it's always good not to take any chances.
And Gary Lee is down there close to the accident scene.
Well, Bob, I can really amplify on what you just said. He was alert, conscious, talking, trying to help the crew get him out. But the first order of business is to stabilize the neck, which they did, and they kept the helmet on. So from the impact that we saw, really, I think we can pass along a pretty good report right now that he is alert and conscious. And realistically, the car did not look as damaged as the Levi Jones mount.
Well, we hope everything is good for Jay Rohrback, and obviously he will be taken to the hospital to be evaluated there. Well, here's the 33 car, Jay Rohrback, and the damage sustained by it in that accident in the first heat race.
And once again, it's you can see the axle is broken off, very significantly broken off. The radius rods are bent, and it looks like he might have a little bit of frame damage up there, but it's hard to tell from this perspective.
Again, Rohrback has been removed in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. And we'll go back and show you this replay once again. Since we know he is awake, alert, and conscious, we'll show you this. And, man, I'm telling you, that car was almost center straight up.
Yeah, it certainly was. He hit the wall very, very hard. The concrete does not give. But all in all, I believe he's probably better off coming down on all fours and making that contact than he would have been getting upside down.
And Levi Jones was wondering what in the world was going on as that car came over his roll cage. We've already talked to Levi, and he is in good shape.